welcome back to BBPN, our third episode of Season 1, and I am your host, Cadet Tank. I'm sorry for the episode coming out a little bit later this week, but hey, casters have things come up, and so we just delay it slightly. That way, everybody can see their coverage. Before we move on, as you can see, I've already posted up our current bank account at $14.51, thanks to 3 patrons donating to us. Thank you. I'm going to leave them nameless because I'm sure they want to remain anonymous. Anyway, at this rate, we're going to probably have a prize for a lovely night with the Scum Sister or something. And when I mean lovely night, I mean dinner and a movie or something. You know, yeah, good stuff. Anyway, let's get past that and let's go straight into the divisions before I say something dumb. Alright, first division is Panda and the Nurgle division.
Flesh, bone, and bile. How delicious.
Good morning, ghouls and goblins. We are rolling over on our match days coming up, and we are just about over the halfway point. So we'll be rapidly approaching our cutoff games, so to speak. And yeah, thank you to Scum's brother for filling in on for my various activities that caused my absence. So I appreciate the coverage. Thank you. All right, Nurgle, Papa Nurgle division. I know Scum's brother did a really good job of covering the teams last time, but we're gonna dive back into it and just kind of see. I wanted to recap this as we're at the halfway point, take a quick peek at the leaderboard and kind of just see what's going on. We're having a slight camera malfunction at the top there. All right. Well then. Oh, there's Panda Cat. Hi, Panda Cat. All right. So let us take a look over at our teams. See where they're at and where we think they're going. RK Blaze with the New World Orkers. Let's see. Hollywood Hogan's. So he's got a thrower. Got his level. I don't know how he's really going for the passing game here. I might have picked up block on the thrower first, just to keep him alive. So he's definitely going to be utilizing the pass skill. So he's got the Mighty Blow block, Black Orc, block jump up. AG1 Black Orc doesn't really hurt him at all. Movement up Blitzer and Mighty Blow Blitzer. So we've got some pretty standard team development. Jump up's a little weird. I assume he's going to be going for Mighty Blow piling on, and he just didn't want to pass up the double. So Orc team's looking good. RK, 11 players. 4 rerolls I feel is really heavy, especially now that you've got skills on the Black Orcs. You might consider cutting one to drop the TV down and get some more inducements. But apart from that, it looks pretty solid. Enter the team motto. Angry Panda. I hate you so much, Super. So much. Looney is missed next. Or possibly injured. We got a guard troll, and the other one is 1 smack away from leveling and a diving tackle Gabu. He's got the bench. He's got 3 rerolls, and he's done decently well with these goblins so far. They are a little bit behind as Mr. Sidestep Sprint? Sure Feet? One of those. Pogo is kind of hogging the SPP. Sure Feet. Yep. So yeah, the goblins look nice. We are kind of missing the ball and chain. I'd like to see him, but you know, I got the chainsaw. That's the important guy. So good job so far, Super. I know you pulled out some interesting wins there with those gobos. Warecaster with the Kimry. Diving Tackle Blitzra, Mighty Blow Blitzra, Mighty Blow Tomb Guardian, who's about to level again. Throw Raw with movement up and a Blodge Throw Raw. So I like it. It's looking. We got the Kick Skelly as well. So this is nice. I like the Diving Tackle. We've been seeing a lot of lately, courtesy of our friends down under, and they're really trying to display it as a more prominent skill. I tend to agree with them. It's a skill we don't see enough of in the league, and I'm really curious to see how it's going to play out in the next round, even once people start picking up a lot more dodge and stuff. So yeah, good looking teamwork, Esther. 7 fan factor. Whew. Man, Kimry be kicking some butt. Pop a cord with the Norse. Mighty Blow, Tackle on the Runner, Guard on the Ulf, Fend, Dauntless, Dead Lino, MA down Lino. That's not a death sentence for this guy. Loners are pretty good out of the box, plus he gets line duty. I mean, that's just what it is. He picks up a second injury, then possibly toss him, but I think Cord's doing it right, keeping him around. He's got no gold in the bank, which is really going to kill him. This is nice. There's only 2 things I really don't, well, technically 3, agree with at this point. Tackle on the first runner. Block tackle is nice, but for him to get in a position to use tackle is probably going to face him up against the other team. Dodge, I think, is the right first skill, even if you're coming up against some tackler teams. Overall survivability goes up, and with AV7, they are the epitome of a glass cannon that wants to punch things. The second one is Guard as a first skill on the Ulf. There have been so many rerolls chewed up by these Ulfs this season, from Cord alone, not counting myself, Orlando, the other Norse player. These guys are the old 1-1-1-2 dice magnets. They will chew through your rerolls. So taking Guard first on the team needs Guard. That's 100% correct. Block, I think, would have been more correct on the Ulf, or even Mighty Blow, as they really only skill off the cast unless you can get a lucky couple handoff or touchdowns to them. The third is the complete lack of a dirty player. Fend is nice. I would have taken the dirty player first. You want to knock them down, and you want to give them the boot so they stay down. Cord, however, does play a very different style of Norse than I do, and I know from playing his breads, Fend is a really strong skill. I like Fend, just Fend later. It does help with survivability, so like dirty player Fend would be great. Kick Fend, something like that. He does have both runners, both Circers and both Ulfs, so he's only missing the Yeti, and the Yeti is a hit or miss kind of player anyway. Cord's not really a fan of big guys, so I like the way the team's coming along. I know he suffered some early hits, so good luck to you in the future, Cord. I know you can keep up and slug with the best of them. Cord's Pretty Kittens from Goat Boy. That would be 2 kills, 1 cup for those of you in Rio Vista. That is gross. Zons with an MA8 blitzer. That's disgusting. And he went the Blodge route for all of the other skills. Cool. I think you want to have kick on Zons. The same pretty much goes for the dirty player and the strength access. Yes, Blodge is great. The fact that this hogged 2 skill ups and they're both movement is disgusting, but that means the other blitzers are a little further behind, with obviously no skills on all the other 3 ones. So he's going to be lacking the hits he needs, and the Zons need to hit and not get hit back, same as Norse. I'd rate dodge a little bit higher than starting with all block, just from a pain in the ass standpoint, basically. But yeah, team's good. They're a little bit behind on the strengths game, especially with the heavier kind of bash league or division that Nurgle is. So see what happens. 5 fan factor, he has been doing decently well with them, just judging by this number. We'll see where he sits on the leaderboard. Thanks, Goat. Storn with the undead. Guard, tackle, block, AG up. So this is a nice start to the ghouls. He has the dirty player. He has kick. I don't agree with the double tackle, right? On the whites, in my mind, you want one of them to have the tackle and be more of a killer piece, and you want the other one to pick up guard and then tackle. You want to have a support white, you want to have a killer white, and you want to have the mummies tag teaming up with the support white. So that said, Storn is a very, very solid coach and has given me a run for my money on more than one occasion, and he certainly knows what he's doing. Like I said before as well, the kick and the dirty player is this is great. Granted, movement 7, movement 6, they're a little bit slower with the zombie support, but kick is a skill in itself that wins games, and I love to see it this early, especially on a bashier type team. Granted, Necro is a bash team, as they're slower and they foul, but they're something I wouldn't consider on par with something like dwarfs, where that's what they do. They just smack you in the face. There's certainly other options with the amount of AG3 on this team, so good luck in the future, Storm. Team looks good. We'll see where you're at in a little bit. Gray with the Vamps and sitting on a level up. Rough time for these guys. He's dropped a few thralls. He got wrestle and dodge on his 2 Vamps. Couple injuries, couple missing players. I like dodge on the thrall. It certainly helps when you miss position and you need to get him out. Granted, you don't really want to be dodging with AG3 anyway if you can help it, but it certainly adds to the thrall's survivability. Block, I think, would have been also a correct choice. But I'd value about both of those the same on the Vamps. He still has no apothecary, so when these guys get hurt, that's it. Rough indeed. 5 rerolls. He has very few skills on these guys, especially for blocking, and then the Vamps obviously have Bloodthirst, which can ruin even the best of plans. Ask Cadet. That said, I know it's been a rough start to the season, and all things considered, you probably want to pick that apothecary up pretty quick. Gray. Apart from that, I hope it's been fun. I know we haven't really seen you in a while, and yeah, appreciate you coming out and playing. Careful there. Just Vamps are a hard team, man. I don't know if I'd have the guts to play them. Good job, man. Good job. Ace Pilot. Panda Potty Patrol, master and overseer of the servants at the cartel household. Let's see what he's got going. He had a very strong start early in the season, and then he had a very bad start early in the season where he had 2 Sorai killed. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's back in it with the Crocs. He's got a couple blocks, and he's missing a skinker. So, sidestep, and he got sprint and sure feet. So, that is going to be the murdered skink. Still at 2 rerolls. It's tough, especially replacing the Tusaurus, but I know you had a strong start, Ace, and you certainly know what you're doing with the lizards. You're lagging behind a little bit as the Crocs kind of ate one of your levels that probably should have went to the Saurus, but I know that's pretty difficult to control. AG1 does not make for good TD pieces. So, good luck in the future, Ace. And, yeah, I'm glad to see your team back at full strength. J-Town with the Woods has a tree. Strength 4 Dancer, Strip Ball, Dancer, Blodge, Catcher, and a Kick Piece. This is pretty standard. He got that 3rd reroll in Apothecary already. I do like the early tree pickup. Trees save lives. It's been mathematically proven somewhere. Yeah, the team looks good, and he's certainly had a few entertaining games. And who is messaging me? It's probably Guinness the Menace. Shout out to Guinness. Shout out to Guinness McGee. Oh boy. Sorry, guys. All right. That is Guinness, so we will be rolling into our match here in just a few minutes. So, good looking team there, J-Town. Once again, I apologize for the audio notifications, guys. It's kind of silly of me. I will make sure to mute them next week. Eric's with the Bretts. Jason Statham, Sylvester Nice. Yep. I'm really glad you themed these guys. So, Blitzer Strength up, Blitzer Edgy up. Looks like he's got a Niggle. I did not mean to click on that. I apologize. And yes, it is a Niggle on the Blitzer. So, Eric's had a really rough start. The team still looks good, though. He's got the kick piece, he's got the guard piece, wrestle. Everything's hitting it up. So, good looking. Eric's, I know you're at 4 fan factor, so you're kind of middle of the pack as far as that goes. Just keep sticking with the Bretts, man. They are a very strong defensive team, and I enjoy watching you play with them. Cadet Tanks Vampires. 3 Vamps. He's got some injuries floating around, lots of niggles, sturdy player. He got a edgy up thrall, which is entertaining. Count Pando with Mighty Blow as a first skill. That was actually decided by a dice roll on my desk at work when Cadet was leveling the player. Count Ace gets block, which is fine, and he's at 5 rerolls and 4 fan factor, so middle of the pack, but he has a deep bench. Injuries are kind of offsetting that, so kind of weird. The last time I watched Cadet play Vamps, he went to the playoffs, I believe, with them, so that was awesome, and I really enjoy seeing what you're going to do with these guys. Benefit of Mr. Kite, the Kislev. This is rough. Double AG bust on the Blitzers. Deep bench is fine, but he's at 2 rerolls. And that is a lot of leap and a lot of injury. Clads has definitely had a rough go of it. Try to focus up on these skills, I think. The catchers are going to be where you need to really focus in. The minus AG is not too bad on the Blitzers, but well, I'm not going to lie, it is pretty bad because they're known for leaping. It's rough. You might want to consider trying to replace one, but at 110k and the rerolls are only 100, I'm going to tend to take the 3rd reroll first. Clads, it's rough go, and I hope that you can land some more levels in here, because seems definitely lagging behind a little bit, man. Yeah. apart from that, I do like block on both the linemen as a first skill. You need those hitting skills to stay competitive. Granted, dodge might have also worked, but it's still AG3 and dodge like we've discussed before, so I think block is more correct on these two. Well, good luck in the future, clads. And I am going to make a quick little cut here. There you go. No cut. Alright, Werecasters writing it down in first. J-Town in second. Superfeds, Goblins in third. Lizardmen in fourth. Goat and Storm battling it out for fifth and sixth. The cutoff, I believe, is... you know what? We're not even going to get into that. It's still too early for cutoffs. Clads bringing up the rear. Gray just above, following Cord and Eric's. And it looks like Arcane Cadet are also battling. So the bottom half of this division is incredibly close. Ties and single wins. This is very much up in flux for the next couple match days, and I'm really looking forward to see where it goes. Khemri completely dominating this division is a little surprise to me. At 5-1-0, there are still a couple games left to play. So we have Superfed versus To the German Commander, which is the Wood Elves, and he's missing his chainsaw. So I'm going to give the advantage to the Wood Elves here, unless the Goblins can get some serious fouls rolling. The Benefit of Mr. Kite versus Cadet Tank's team. Panda loves the Larry. That's crazy. It's crazy how this typo keeps appearing places. I'm going to go ahead and give it to the Thrall Ball Cadet. No offense to Clads. I just think his team's more developed, and the Vampires will be able to make up for the damage more than the couple levels will be on your guys. That said, division looks great. I appreciate you guys bearing with our co-host, Bear. Discum's brother. Once again, thank you. And remember, pandas never lose. We only win less.
Panda, I believe it's pronounced Tzeentch, not Larry. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how you got Larry out of that. Tzeentch. Man, this guy complains about people not doing themes. You give him a theme, and then all of a sudden he doesn't want to pronounce it anymore. All right, so that's great video, Panda. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Let's go over to Scar in the Tzeentch division.
All our horns to the great deceiver.
I don't care how hard it is to carve obsidian. I need the portal done by the end of the week. Don't want excuses. Now go! Oh, I was just... You know what? You all know I knew anyway. Hello, coaches. This is your resident Dark Knight of the Void, Scar, here to give you all the updates on the Tzeentch division. We're going over the latest games, and then I promise to take a look at the leaderboard for a hint into who's going to make it into the next round. Let's get started, shall we? Starting off at the top of day 5, we have Kardar's Real Dad beating the Delves 2-0, and with no casualties, which is surprising considering the armor value 7 all around. Up next, we have Nats beating McMurdy's 2-0. Not a surprising result, if I'm honest. Up next, we have WWE beating Mary Mac United 2-1. And even managed to kill one of those annoying elves on the way. Nice job. Next up, we have Gus beating Knee High Knockout 2-0. And still no deaths, so disappointed. At least Knockout got an MVP on a already very powerful piece. Up next, we have the Lost Sons of Panda beating Judgment 2-0. Oh wow, that's bad. I think Judgment Time is in a very bad spot at this point. And you lose to half-elves that badly. I mean, come on. Up next, we have the Bouncin' beating the Underdogs 3-0. And only paying for it with 1 death. That is very, very impressive. Up next, we have Gus beating the Delves 2-1. Still no casualties, but this is surprising to keep these filthy elves to 1 goal. Up next, we have Panda's Sons tying with Merrimack United 2-2. These halflings are surprisingly capable, but can't seem to get any luck with the MVPs. Up next, we have Nats tying with the Underdogs 2-2. Next up, we have Real Dad beating Bouncin' 2-0. Still no deaths, but I'm sure there was a lot of fun involved. Up next, we have McMurdy beating Judgment Time 2-0 and even managing to kill 2 of the Judgment's players. Oh my god. Judgment is just getting knuffled 6 ways to Sunday. That's just sad. And to finish this off, we have Knockout beating WWE 2-0. Not bad considering they're a dwarf team fighting a very dodgy Amazon team. Well, now that the regular work is done with, let's move on to this leaderboard thing. In first place, we have Angry Panda's Norse team, Real Dad, standing undefeated at a 6-1-0 record, and in desperate need to be brought down a few pegs. In second, we have Guinness's Wood Elves, Nats, with a solid 4-1-2 record and very likely to be seen in the next round. In third place, we have Lando, our lovable gambler, and his Norse team, Gus, with 3-2-1 record, and is sadly stuck in the pack with the rest of the other teams. After that, we have, surprisingly, McMurdy's with a 3-1-2, Underdogs with a 3-1-2 as well, Knockout with a 3-0-3, Bouncin' with 2s down the line, the Dells with 2-1-3, Mary with 1-3-2, the WWE with 1-1-4, Lost Sons with 1-1-4 as well, and that poor Chaos Team Judgment at the bottom with 0-2-4. We got quite a tight pack here, with the top and bottom being the only exceptions. So there is still a good chance for those teams on the lower end. Except for Judgment. Splinter is really going to have to pull out one hell of a miracle to even make it to the Hooligan Division at this point. Well, this is not going the way I thought it would at the beginning. I thought the Halflings would be at the bottom. They're actually doing pretty well for Halflings. And we will see at least one of them in the next round. Meanwhile, Chaos is in a lot of trouble right now, and we're dealing with some of the gentlest dwarves I have ever seen. So at this point, I have no idea what's going to happen, or who's going to make it into the next round, except for Real Dad, which is currently undefeated, and Nats in second place has a fairly solid lead. Everyone else has a chance into the final 8, or to be eliminated. You know, this is the time of the round where the teams on the low end of the leaderboard get increasingly desperate and start going for those wonderful panda plays. Those are always so much fun to watch. But anyway, next time we're probably going to be looking at how the teams are developing or dying. But until then, this is Scar saying, win or lose, the void always gets its revenge. Back to you, Cadet.
Jesus Christ. It was painful to watch that. That was absolutely brutal. Oh, poor Chaos. Elflings just walked all over him. Like, literally walked on him. Anyway, oh God, that's painful. Great video, Scar. Yes, good coverage. We have to continue. We got going. I can't. Wow, that was painful to see. All in the same clip. All right, roll it. Ace in the Khorne division. Let's go.
They say there is honor in battle. They are fools. We fight for the Emperor, but the blood we spill serves another. More Lord of Death, keep our souls, lest they fall prey to him.
Welcome back everyone to BBPN Khorne Division. We are all the way up to day 7 already. We are going fast and we are going furious to get this done. So let's look at our schedule and let's look at our leaderboards. We ended up, I believe, on day 4, so day 5. We have the Sin City Chargers taking the 3-0 win over the Gobos Referee Revenge Committee. We have Maximum Overdrive and a 1-none loss to the old rulers, the Kenry. Nair's Elite Vampires get a 1-1 draw over the Suicidal Squad Underworld. The Purple Boys, or the Lazy Boys as I'm going to hear on refer them to with their lazy names. Yes, Tasrin, your names are lazy. 1-0 win over Yarkin's Sons Ogres. Nighttime Funtime Necromantic losing 2-1 to the unnecessarily aggressive Kislev. And Bam Factor Knives losing 3-0 to the Bretonians' futile effort. D6 we have Nighttime Funtime taking a 1-0 loss to Orcs. The Lazy Boys beating their other Dark Elf counterparts 2-1. Nair Elite taking a 2-1 loss to the Bretonians' futile effort. The Kislevs are able to be stopped and drawn against the Ogres 1-1. The Gobos also draw the Ogres 1-1. Yark and Sons versus the referees. And Old War Wars Khemri takes the 2-0 over the Underworld. We do have some games played. We have Nighttime Funtime and the Ogre Maximum Overdrive tying 1-1. And Fuel Effort taking a 1-0 loss to the Khemri. So let's go ahead and look at our leaderboards here. And we have Rental with the Khemri of all things up at the top at 6-1-0. The Sin City Chargers, good time coming back and taking a 5-0-1 record at number 2. The Kislev showing some Sancho showing he knows how to play these guys, taking a 4-1-1 record into day 7 right now. Bretonians coming at 4-0-3, sitting at 4. The Necromantic by Dr. Helix at 3-2-2. Number 6 is coming at Finhell at 3-1-2. Dark Elves, the Lazy Boys by Tassie coming at 2-2-2. Dark Elves by Scambammer, the Joke Elves for this group, coming at 2-1-3. The Underworld, the Suicide Squad of a Scar, the Void Resident coming at 1-2-3, so he's starting to probably get some development going. Both the Ogres coming in at 10-11 with Rises at 0-3-3 and Yark coming in at 0-2-5, and the Zekdaman coming in at the bottom at 0-1-5. So let's go ahead and look at our team, see what development we've had so far, and we'll just go in order here. So we got the Nars Elite, the Vampires, still having the 4. Has 4 rerolls, has 4 fan factor, no cheerleaders. Is missing a Thrall, does have a agility 4 Thrall, so now he has a very mobile little Thrall. Some Thralls with block, 1 with kick, very, very helpful. A block, mighty blow, and a sure hands. So going safe with all his vampires, all very close to leveling. Pretty decent team. I can see him going pretty far. Maybe get a little bit deeper bench, but outside that, looks like an excellent, excellent vampire team. Yarick, the great Yarick. And it looks like he's losing Noblars, but that's no surprise. Diving tackle on one. We have piling on, block, guard, stand firm, break tackle, and stand firm. So he's starting to get some levels on these ogres, and he might be able to just squeak it in, because the ogres are, some ogres are pretty close to going to level 3, and Yarick knows how to play ogres. So we'll see what he can do, but I have faith in him. Zactor Man playing the Gobos. Bullet Trolls leveled, one with strong arm, one with guard. So there's your thrower, there's your support. Looney, nothing, 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 and there is a very nice thing to see, an agility up Gobo. That is a heck of a good piece, and that is going to be a very, very juicy hit target to get rid of very, very soon. No levels up anywhere else, so he is getting very starved for SSP in these Gobos. They're probably dying left and right. But that's the life of Gobos. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Our number 1 team, Rental, the Khemri, does have a level 4 throw raw with an agility up, sure hands, and blodge. My god, what an amazing pickup there for that next level. Agility up on the throw raw. That's just a godsend. This is one hell of a piece, and if he ever loses it, that's going to be extremely hard to replace. Blitzraw getting the movement increase and tackle. Does have a dirty player in there, and a Tomb Guardian picks up block instead of Mighty Blow, and is very close, but his other Tomb Guardians are being extremely star for SSP. Does have 3 rerolls, has 7 fan factor. I would look into probably getting your second Blitzraw just so you can have a 1-person bench and have 2 Blitzraws, because let's be honest, Blitz is such a good skill. Or Blitzers are so good. Suicidal Squad. Let's see what we got here. Blitzer, Mighty Blow Blitzer, 2 arms, sure hands, thrower, guard, 2 heads, big hands, same thing as last time with a niggle. He does have some close to leveling. And with the easy access mutations, I can see him making this a very scary team. He just needs to get that SSP where it matters. And we'll see what he can do. But so far, it looks decent if you can just keep them alive. The ogres that are doing extremely well right now. Coming 2 rerolls. He did lose an ogre. That hurts. But he has 1 block, double break tackle, and catch. Some are close to leveling. But these are ogres. It's all about hitting with these guys. And boy, losing an ogre, that's going to hurt. Granted, he's very close to getting him back, but man, that's rough, and that might knock him down a tier or 2. Kisleven, boy oh boy, are they paying for their success. The bear still has yet to level with any SSP whatsoever. Blitzer does have blodge, block Blitzer, so, or his catcher has blodge. Both Blitzers have block. Really good lineman with the wrestle, a lineman with block, another lineman leveling up. Probably want to take block or wrestle once again, unless doubles. 4 rerolls, 4 fan factor, but man is he hurting. But that's the life of Kislev. But he's doing an amazingly good job with them, and I'm interested to see where he takes them. Feudal Effort. The Bretts. So he is missing a Blitzer, blodge, and tackle. And it is a niggle. That's going to hurt in the long run. Sure hands on the other, tackle on the other, and dodge on the other. So he went dodge everywhere, and then 2 tackles and a sure hands. So he has blodge on all of them, and he's building them up to get rid of the dodgers, your ball carrier. Probably put strip ball on the other one as a ball hawk, and we'll see where those go. Dirty player on one, guard on the other. Here on the lineman, so he has the support here. Here's his Fowler. 3 rerolls, pretty standard Bretonian build. Very strong, and we'll see what he can do in the playoffs when it comes around. Scambammer with the Joke Elves. Somehow the assassins are not dead. Both linemen have dodge. He did lose someone though. Lime with agility up and dodge, that's extremely nice. And the runner with dodge. So he's starting to get dodge on a lot of pieces. Some look like they're even close to getting blodge. Somehow this build is working for him, heavily favoring that fan factor in kickoffs. So if he makes it to playoffs, I'm going to be extremely interested in watching this team closely, see what they can do with such a funny build. Sin City Chargers. So he did lose a blitzer with tackle, and it is a niggle, so if that armor breaks ever again, that could be bad. We do have Mighty Blow on the other, so there's this killer piece, Black Orc with block, blitzer with guard, thrower with block, and leveled up, so maybe, I don't know, accurate or strong arm. I forget everything throwers get. Probably never pass skill unless doubles. Blitzer with guard, lineman with guard, lineman with kick, and the troll with no SSP yet. So he's building on pretty standard orcs. Less kill piece and more control with these two guards over Mighty Blow. But this one's close to leveling. We'll see if it gets Mighty Blow on top of the guard. This one's close to leveling. See if it gets guard on top of Mighty Blow, or he gets more tackle, which he's probably going to need. The Black Orcs do need a level and get that all-important block, so that way he's not 1-9ing to the point where it's killing him. But strong orc so far, and extremely, and probably going to go very far. Nighttime fun time. Helix showing how to play. Golem getting block. White with tackle. Ghoul with blodge. Werewolf with block. And another werewolf with Mighty Blow. So there is right there his kill piece. This is probably going to be a ball hawk piece with block. Yes, did get a level up, so kicker. So probably maybe, I don't know, block, something else. I don't know. And then probably dirty player down here on the zombie. Necromantic, pretty good so far. If I was him, I'd be wanting to see more SSP on the whites. The whites really need it. But he's really close on these werewolves to level. We'll see if he can get these werewolves to level, get the ghouls to level. But I have all the faith in Helix. He knows how to play Necro. He plays them well. And he's building pretty well so far. I like his skill choices, and it's a solid Necro team. And then the lazy boys, Tassie. So the Blitz boys, guard, dodge, Mighty Blow. So killer, dodge, support. He does have a witch, does get her blodge, which is nice. But the rest of the team, no levels to speak of. 2 rerolls, 4 fan factor. It's a Dark Elf team. You don't really need that many skills to do well with AG4, though it does help with those ones here and there. So getting some auto rerolls like dodge or block for 1-9s. But he has a strong team here. It's Dark Elves. They do elf things. So I have full confidence that just this amount of skills, he'll still do well going into the future.
Ace, the helpful place.
So, it looks like we cut Ace off early again. Well, and I want to also apologize for the frame rate. When I asked my tech crew to fix it, they told me to blink faster. Right. Yes, they said to blink faster while you watch the video, and it will improve the video quality. I don't know, demons nowadays. Either way, great coverage, Ace. Most people don't watch the video anyway. A lot of people just listen to your cast. So either way, doesn't matter. And I will try to get our demon technicians over there to work on it. Anyway, that's it for BBPN, guys. Join us next week. I'm your host, Cadet Tank, saying, sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, but never bet against me.